Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tuesday to my Instagram live show called The Third Phase. Today's guest is I'm very excited about, which is Melanie Honig. She is founder of Smith and Honig, and you have been probably seen from my posts lately one of my chairs that I didn't design, but I had a poster with American leather, and I spoke there last month in High Point about this chair or about this fabric. And so Melanie, a multi-talented woman with a very eclectic lifestyle, and one I hope will inspire you to live as vibrantly in your third phase. And I want to thank our sponsor, Life Ballet. Life Ballet is the manufacturer of these stunning grab bars. As I've showed you, it is inset ready. It comes inset ready for you to use anything that you may be using in your shower, like tile, stone, a material of your choice. Life Ballet, I'm telling you, this is a fine grab bar. Very nice, very well made, and very heavy. And they are the sponsor of the third phase. So check out all your possibilities for your home at lifeballet.com, and be sure to follow them over on Instagram and at lifeballetnw. So let me get my guest on here today. Let me welcome her, Melanie Honig. I'm not seeing her on here quite yet. Let's see where she may be. Here she has. She's joined. So let's get her on. Hey, Melanie, are you with us? Hello there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I am well. Thank you so much for joining us today. My
Sure.
goodness, I was just, I've been looking over everything that you're involved in, and I am amazed. In fact, I'm tired.
Yeah. So am
I was going to say you have a lot going on, but
Yeah.
I must tell you how much I love your fabrics. Well, everything you do, but of course, the fabric that I chose for my chair with American leather is absolutely stunning.
Thank
And
you so much for choosing us. That was so much
well,
fun.
I looked and looked and looked, and I'm like, I just want something that will encompass the third phase,
Yep.
the storms we have weathered and to get to our third phase,
Yes.
and how it embraces us and makes us feel at home. So I
Yep.
want to thank you for designing that.
Well, thank you. And thank you for choosing us. And Leslie Carruthers sent me a message and said you had done that. I was so excited. That was so much fun. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, Melanie, besides being a colleague, let's just go over everything. You're a textile designer, interior designer, a real estate developer, and am I leaving anything out of all of your hats you wear? Seems
Those are
like
the
there's something else
those are the main things I'm doing now.
you're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Um, anyway, it's
And
just
I'm
amazing.
and I'm not technically an interior designer. My business partner Kelly is an interior designer. I love spaces,
Right.
and I'm always moving furniture around and adding color, but I'm not technically an interior designer. She is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, still you have the eye and the talent. So
Yeah.
that's what it really basically comes down to. So, Melanie, your career spans so many things, but what was the first pivotal moment when you realized you didn't have to choose one path?
I was thinking about that, and I think it might have been when I started college. And I guess I was lucky enough to be in a family that questioned everything, talked about everything. Everything was a possibility.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I had a double major, and it was painting and fine art and journalism. And so many people, advisors and things, would say, well, you have to pick one. You
Yeah.
can't, neither one of those, you're not going to make money doing either one of those, and definitely not both of them. And I thought, that doesn't make sense. Like they're connected. If they connect, you should be able to, if they connect in your own head, why not? And so that's what I did. But I do remember that moment of people saying, no, 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 you can't do that.
Yeah, we get that. We get
Yeah.
that, the money's in the niches and,
Yeah.
niche down. And so, yeah, I, in fact, that was what my talk was niching down, where I do a lot of different things, but my goal is to help people live vibrantly in the third phase,
Which I
you know,
love. Yes.
which is my phase.
Yes.
And so that doesn't necessarily mean I'm only doing one thing.
Right.
It means I want to live vibrantly in this phase, and that could be a lot of many different things.
Right.
So there you go. Okay, you've had a life filled with unusual, adventurous experiences. Which experience shaped the woman you have become most in your third phase?
I would say probably meeting my husband. I met him in my, let's say, mid to late 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was single up until that time. Had great relationships, but never thought that I wanted to get married. And but having somebody that's also sort of wildly creative and entrepreneurial, and questions everything, and uh, is always up for an adventure, and says, why not try it? So if you fail, who cares?
Yeah,
That has been extremely freeing.
fearless.
So I
I,
feel
I,
like,
I hear the word fearless.
yes, yeah, I feel like, okay, so we'll try it and we'll see what happens. And that has had a huge impact on me. I feel like I had all those other things sort of building up to that, the creativity and the travel and the events and the all the things I did in my life. But there's a freedom that comes from having a partner who's just like, what, let's do it, let's try it.
Well, that supports you.
Amazing.
That's
Yes, which
that's
is
the
huge.
amazing thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I was looking at this your real estate development, Patterson Farms.
Yes.
That's the name of it, correct?
Yeah.
And that is such a visionary project. What inspired the concept, and how does it fit into the future you're building now?
Well, and that is something that my husband and I do together.
Right.
And obviously with a really large and great team. But it really, and this is something that's really important to me. Like, I feel like that the place, the land, the house, the whatever will tell you what it wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that project is actually on a former horse farm, and it is actually it was harness racing horse farm. Like previous owners are in the Harness Racing Hall of Fame, and
Wow.
so um, it felt like that if you really listened to what had come before,
Uh-huh.
that you would kind of know. We would know what it should be, and so that's what we did. We you look at the layout of the land, you look at the history. And I always tell people, and no offense to Steak and Shake, but I always say, that didn't used to be a Steak and Shake, because
Correct.
there was a place that I remember as a kid, and I love Steak and Shake, but before that there was something else there. So if
Yeah.
there's a way to tell that story, I'm all about that.
Ah, interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, is this like a third phase development, or is it just
It's very intentionally multi-generational. And
multi-generational?
so we have all one level living.
Uh-huh.
We have many retirees, people who have downsized and but they still want the quality. They still want fixtures and finishes that they're used to.
Mm-hmm.
They want to walk down the sidewalk and see friends and neighbors. But there's also townhouses and young professionals and people with kids. And the best thing is there are two guys who live there. One is a firefighter,
Uh-huh.
young, lives in one of the townhouses, and then there's an older guy, a veteran. I don't know his age, but he's older. And you see them sitting out on their porch, talking to each other almost every day. And that to me is like, that means it's working.
Right.
I don't think that the third phase means you have to be isolated from other phases.
No,
I feel like
no.
probably people want to be surrounded by the energy and the activity of other people. Some people don't, but
Right.
I think our people love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it sounds like that's what your focus is
Yes.
for that situation. Well, it is beautiful. I
Thank
looked
you.
at all of it. I love the outside exercises and
Yes. Yeah.
everything. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, as a visual storyteller, where do you find the threads that connect your personality and history to stories you tell through design?
Again, I think it goes back a lot of times to the place or the room or the person. For me, more designing. So my background is really in the arts. So my designs come from a piece of art generally.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, one of the best examples of that is we have a fabric called Ashes of Roses.
Mm-hmm.
And that is actually a digital explosion of a photograph I did of heirloom roses in my garden. And
Really?
those roses came over in 1852 on a ship from Germany with my great, great, great something grandmother. And they just keep getting handed down, and we all have them in our homes. And
Oh, fabulous.
that to me, like, that's really me, like I love the
That is.
history, but I want to interpret it in a different way, I guess. And I love being able to do it digitally and make it into something totally modern, but it came from this very old, very connected place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the fabric I chose was the uh,
Bryony
Bronny
Storm.
Storm.
Yes.
Is there a story behind that one?
Everything has a story. So that one is inspired by bryony flowers, which are small white flowers that grow in the hedgerows in England.
Uh-huh.
And I went to art school in England, and it's one of my favorite places in the world. I feel very at home there. I love that sort of moody weather and the
Uh-huh.
storminess, and that pattern is really that story.
Okay. Well, that is, it just captured me when I saw it. I just fell
I
in
love
love with
that.
it.
Yeah.
So to
Yep.
that.
Always a story.
Yeah. Okay. My next question is, how many people in their third phase feel pressure to slow down? What would you say to those who actually feel a creative or entrepreneurial acceleration at this stage?
When I thought about that, and I thought, do I feel an acceleration? And I thought I probably do, because I feel like, how am I going to fit it all in? Um, like, we have finite time
Right.
here. So how am I going to fit in all the things I want to do and make and create and build? And I just say, just do it as fast as you can. um,
I
um,
love it.
I just, for me, it feels kind of normal. And I think another part that's been really good in shaping me is I have much, much older brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
My oldest sister, who has passed on, was 23 years old when I was born.
Wow.
So I never thought about age in the same way. My dad was 51 when I was born. So,
Yeah.
to me, a 55-year-old or a 60-year-old was a dad. I think that my sense of age is a little bit warped, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
also
That's
a really
wonderful.
late I'm a really late bloomer, so I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. And as I say, I never want to grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Uh, well, you've reinvented yourself, I would say, multiple times. What is your personal process for choosing what you pursue next? Is there a process?
Um, Obviously there's the part of it that needs to make sense from a logistics or financial or,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it would even get to that stage of analysis if it wasn't something. It's like you sort of feel that it's right, you know, that that makes
Absolutely.
sense, it's a natural evolution. You're not forcing it too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's I don't know exactly. There's a lot of people involved in deciding what that next big project might be. Let's say we're working on another development. It's a lot of discussion. It's the land. It's the what can it be?
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a feeling like you just kind of know.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Instinct. Yeah.
that's not a good answer, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it works. It works.
yeah.
Uh, fear of failure is something that, especially us in this third phase and stuff. Um, we're often afraid of failing, so we don't start something. But and so it stops us from trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate fear when stepping into new creative or business ventures?
um I don't know that I feel a lot of fear. Uh, I might feel an energy that feels maybe a little dangerous,
Right,
um, but
right.
but I don't mind that. Um, I think this goes back to my parents, and what they always said is it doesn't really matter as long as you know you'll be okay, that
Hmm.
you personally will survive this. Um, you know, I guess that's part of it.
Hmm.
I don't feel a lot of fear. I feel a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhat fearless.
I'm not gonna jump out of an airplane.
Right.
So yeah, I have, but things like businesses and creativity and things like that. Creativity is a little bit dangerous in and of itself. That's the whole point, you know.
Right.
So, um, I don't know. I guess it's managed fear. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of. I'm just not going to do those.
Yeah. That's not gonna be your attempt. So you're currently developing Patterson Farms. What excites you most about building something from the ground up at this stage of life?
um, Well, again, part of it is just seeing what happens in that community as it evolves. Uh, our motto as a development company is some build houses, we build community. So seeing people out on the lawn doing, morning sunrise yoga, or we have a big Christmas event coming up. And um, that to me is, I love seeing that, but I also like to see what I worked on. So
Gotcha.
I've been lucky with every phase of my career, almost every phase. I've gotten to see what I did. I couldn't just work uh, and do the same thing over and over and not see that I did something. Um,
Gotcha.
so I get to see what I made. That's the best part. I mean,
Wow.
you probably feel that way when you do a design,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get to
When you
see
you
what you
do a
created.
home,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I love that it's finished. And I
yeah,
love that everyone's happy, and
yeah.
that it thrills you. It
Yes.
absolutely thrills you. But looking at your community, it is beautiful. I
Thank you.
love.
You should come out.
I really, really
Yeah.
should. I think if I'm in that area, I'm definitely going to
Right.
come by there because it just looks fabulous to keep all of that going and how beautiful everything is.
We have
So,
a great design center and we do events in there. And
right.
like we've had John McClain, he's a designer in LA.
Yes, I know John.
He's from this area, and he came
Uh-huh.
out and did a book signing during the holidays one year. And So
Wow.
seriously, think about it. Come out and do some event.
Ah, that would be exciting. I need to bring my chair, take my
There you
chair on the
go.
road
Yeah.
and tell that story.
There
Tell
you
the
go.
story of the chair in the third base. That
Yeah.
might be a thought. It might
Yeah.
be a thought. Um, if you could give us one piece of advice, those of us in the third phase who feel stuck, what would it be?
It's funny because I just went and talked to my colleague who's actually one of my oldest friends as well. And I said, I don't know what I would say. And she said, okay, what would you tell me? And I think the most important thing is staying open,
Hmm.
uh, letting what's out there come to you and not deflecting it,
Right.
saying and instead of but. Um, there's so much opportunity. Like, look for the opportunities. They tell you look for the helpers. I say look for the opportunities
Hmm.
because they're often right there in front of you. And sometimes, especially as we get older, maybe we get trained to say, oh, no, oh, I better be careful. Oh, no, that's not for me. But what if it is?
Yeah.
You know, I
And
don't
I
know.
like that.
Yeah.
Use and instead of but.
And I do that. So, like, if somebody, like, even when you're talking to somebody and you have to give some bad news, like, you're doing great, but it's more like you're doing great and, you know,
Hmm.
use and instead of but.
But
Somebody
yeah,
told me that years ago and it really stuck with me.
that's good. That we should all think
Yeah.
about that.
Leslie says open to the flow.
Yeah, open to the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, open to the flow. Is there anything I missed or anything you'd like to add? I just feel like you've got so many stories you could tell us.
I have a lot of stories, but I can't tell you all of them. um, let's see.
Tell me a favorite part of your story. You said you're meeting your husband. Let's talk about now in the third phase. What would be something?
Something I'm doing now, something that um, I'll tell you, this is the first thing that popped into my head. I realize I'm really missing dinner parties. So I used to do that more. And then ever
Hmm.
since COVID, I haven't done it as much. And I love
Right.
having people over. I love connection and I and house parties. Like one of my favorite things is going and staying in some other home somewhere with a group of people who
Uh-huh.
don't all know each other. Like just a classic house party. And I realized I need to do that. I need to start that again. I need to have people over that don't all know each other, sit people next to each other who are going to have maybe an interesting conversation, and let it flow. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got away from the dinner parties, and I'm with you. That's something
Yeah.
I do enjoy that but my husband is such an introvert, and
Oh,
so
mine's not.
we're total opposites. And so yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, I see. I want to help you with this, Melanie.
Come on over, Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie. Yeah. This would be wonderful.
Yeah.
This would be wonderful. People from different parts of the country,
Wouldn't it be
even.
fun? Yeah.
Yes, it really would. It
Yeah.
really would. That would
Maybe
be
we'll have a
great.
design dinner
Uh huh.
in the design center at Patterson.
That sounds wonderful. Hey, we'll get Leslie to work on this. She's
Yes.
good at things like this. To get it together. Yeah, Leslie's going, oh
Yep.
yes, oh
Yep.
yes. But yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, again, is there anything else I've missed that you would like to share? And how does people find you? What would be you've got lots of places.
Yes. I guess if so, here on Smith Honig on our Instagram is a good place, and even if I don't see it first, somebody will let me know if somebody's messaging me or something like that. You can always go to our website, smithhonig.com. You can email me at melanie@smithhonig.com.
Okay, perfect.
And yeah.
Yeah, well, very good, very good. Well, and I didn't touch that much on your business, Smith Honig.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that real quick before we get off.
Well, it started, we were just going to be to the trade, and now we have a trade program and a direct to consumer program on our website. We used to have a showroom down in Atlanta, a permanent showroom down there, and after COVID, we didn't do that anymore. Um, but it started out, we just wanted to make pretty things that we wanted for our own projects.
Right.
And so we started off with fabric, pillows, and wallpaper. We've added some additional things like our matchboxes are super popular during the holidays. They were on the Today Show. We just introduced, I think it was 7 new patterns on
I
those.
have
They're
seen those. They
really
are
cool.
beautiful, and
Yeah.
I love just to see them in a jar, a glass
Yes.
jar.
Yeah.
They're beautiful,
Yeah. And
beautiful.
we've added stockings and tree skirts, but then we work with a lot of other artisans.
Uh huh.
Um, so especially during the holidays, so that we have all kinds of things on our site that are made by other, mostly women, artisans that are full of color and story.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I did see where you had partnered or worked with Shayla Copus. She's a
Yes.
friend of mine here in
Oh, okay.
Arkansas.
Yeah, she
Yes,
was
I
on
saw
our. I think we did sort of a Instagram
Instagram.
live. Yeah, I'm not good at that sort of thing. I'm learning how to do it. I was wondering if you get nervous when you do it.
You always
Um,
get nervous. You always
do
get nervous,
you?
but once you start, it's like this. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. But yeah, you're always nervous, afraid you'll forget to say something or
Yes.
something. But no, it is it. You know, it's like just a few minutes into it, you just kind
It
of
feels
fall you
okay.
fall
Yeah.
into it
Yeah.
because it's just a wonderful conversation.
And Shayla was great, and she's like the ultimate entertainer, the ultimate hostess, right?
Yes, I've been to several parties at her house,
Yeah.
and yes, she is
Amazing.
definitely the hostess with the mostest. Anyway, well, listen, I will let you go, let you get off, and thank you so much for sharing this information. And everyone out there, I'm telling you, check out the Patterson Farms, check out Smith Honig, check out everything because it is fabulous,
Thank you so much.
fabulous.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, and you have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.